welcome to the first Norfolk FA podcast of 2019. My name is Matt Carpenter, Football Services Manager here at Norfolk FA. And as always, when we do these podcasts, I'm joined by a room full of guests, so we'll do some quick introductions before we get going. I'll start with Louise of the Norfolk Women's and Girls League. So Louise is the only non-Norfolk FA member of staff here this afternoon.
Hello.
Hi, Louise. Next to her we have Bryn, who, as well as giving us our technical expertise, is here in a little while to chat about Game Day Live and what we've got coming up on that front.
Good afternoon, Matt.
Then on the opposite side of the table to Bryn, and next to me we have Tom Cups Constance, who is on pretty much all of our podcasts, so we couldn't possibly do one without him, and obviously we have a lot of County Cup action going on at the moment.
Yep.
And then finally on my left we have Harry Diggens, who is one of our football development officers, and one of his key areas of focus is the women's and girls game. So he's here to have a little bit of chat about Game Day Live and also the Wildcat Program that we have going on. So hello everybody. We will start off then, I think, Louise, with yourself. So it's not random that you're here. We always put some kind of planning into these, and I think there's a big evening coming up next week for your league with regards to mental health awareness. So perhaps you could just tell us a little bit more about what it is, why it is, and how people can get involved.
Okay, so we're having a mental health awareness in football evening at the Nest on Tuesday the 22nd of January. We've got guest speakers Cedric Gonsolin and Ruth Fox. Ruth Fox is a published author, she's also a mental health advocate. The evening is going to be really relaxed. We want as many people to come along so they can listen to Ruth and Cedric's experiences, find out about how they can support coaches and players within their teams. And we're also really lucky to be joined by Mind for the Get Set Go project, who will be supporting us with the training that we will be providing following the evening.
So you're expecting a really good evening then, I take it?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, that should be good. So what was the sort of the thinking behind it, and what prompted the league to do this?
Okay, so I've been talking to Ruth Fox quite a bit before that, and she was highlighting sort of where there wasn't so much support and where the positives were within football, and it seemed to be that football seemed to be a real big positive for her, and helped her get through some of sort of the darkest times. It was where she sort of escaped, really. And then kind of thinking about, well, what could we do as a league? We're in a really privileged position to have access to as many players and coaches that we do. So after discussion with the league, we decided that it would be good to have a mental health support officer in place who would work alongside the club welfare officer. So we wanted to do this evening so it gives an awareness about mental health in football, because some people might not truly understand what it is. And it will then be an opportunity for each club to have a mental health support officer in place within the Norfolk Women and Girls League. So there's somewhere for players and coaches to go to. Not only that, we'll have a mental health support officer on the league committee as well. So if the club health support officers want to talk to someone else, they can come to the league support officer, or indeed the players and coaches might prefer to actually come straight to the league instead.
So this isn't a one-off evening then?
No.
There's a kind of a programme that then kind of comes from that then, that you're hoping that the clubs will very much buy into?
Yes.
Then. What kind of numbers are you looking at attendance-wise then? Has it been well received?
It's been well received, and the numbers are sort of increasing each day really, and we're hoping for about 180 there.
Wow. That is a big number. So there's still spaces for if people want to
There's
get
still
involved.
spaces.
How do they find out more?
They need to log on to nwgfl.net, and there's a booking form there that you just complete. It takes a couple of minutes, and that's all you need to do.
And am I right in thinking as well, although it's been driven by the Women's and Girls League and there's outcomes from that, it's not exclusively people involved in the women's game?
No, we want to reach out to as many people as we possibly can. So it's people who are interested in football, people who are interested in having an awareness of mental health, and it might be actually that someone who's got the fight in their own battles at the minute and they want to come along and to see what we're offering. We're well aware that the clubs that are registered with the Norfolk Women and Girls will also have boys teams, so they'll be registered with other leagues as well. So we won't just be saying it's only for the female teams, we will be supporting everybody that needs it.
That sounds like a brilliant initiative. I think we're going to have people there on the night as well. I'm pretty confident our chairman and chief exec and probably other members of staff are going to be there as well. So hopefully that'll be a really good night for you then, and it's brilliant the league are doing it. So congratulations from us on what's going on. Just quickly, while I got you here and we talk about the league, how's the league in general going? What sort of state of play in terms of the women's game in Norfolk, and indeed the girls' game, of course?
It's going well. We've seen a few of the adult teams fold just recently, so it's all around that retention now, retaining those adult players. But on the whole, it's looking quite healthy. The under 9s, 10s and 11s development side are growing. They're now all in or just about to start their trophy events. So it's looking really promising, sort of going from that end of it.
Excellent. And obviously, Harry, that's a key part of your role, as we said on the introductions, is to focus on the women's and girls game. It's not quite the order of the script, but obviously that does quite neatly lead into what we're doing on the Wildcats program as well, which is looking to get younger girls involved and sort of grow the game for the longer term. So just tell us a little bit more about what you do and what Wildcats is.
Yeah, no, definitely. So the FA realised in 2017 that for them to be able to help the female game grow and help participation double, is that they need to look at the structure in the pyramid. So they identified that the bottom of the pyramid was the area of weakness currently, so hence the programme Wildcats was established. Now, last year we had 17 centres that took part within the programme, and this year we are looking to hopefully have up to nearly 30 centres across the county. Wow. So we currently have 13 new applications in progress with us on the FA's portal, and then we also are working with 5 centres for their renewals, but we still have a couple of weeks left. So if there's anyone who's listening that think that their club would like to start growing from the bottom of the female game, then please get in contact with myself to be able to go through the information of what you need to do. As I said, we've only got a couple of weeks left, but there is still a chance to get involved in this great initiative.
Okay, so they can reach you here at HQ or at harry.diggins@norfolkfa.com, and the Wildcats is there's a programme in place, there's support that we provide, and I guess the aspiration then is hopefully that the girls who get involved in that will fall in love with football, want to play, form teams, and obviously ultimately join the Women's and Girls League or indeed any other league in the county then.
Yeah, definitely. It's a great first platform for girls to get involved within the game. It's the vision of trying to give girls that great opportunity to play the game that we all love, and for them to experience something where they can make friends, have fun, and hopefully one day fall in love with our game. So there's definitely the path and the route that we want them to take is around this is a recreational programme for them to enjoy. So they might enjoy that once a week kickabout, but actually this programme could lead to a lot more if the females involved want that to happen.
So it's football on their terms to a certain extent. If you're happy with the recreational, you do that. If you want it to become something a bit more formal, you do
most
that.
Definitely,
okay.
Yeah.
And you were saying obviously that, Louise, you have lost 1 or 2 of the adult teams, but actually there was quite a growth at the start of the season anyway, so the net numbers are still looking pretty positive, really.
Yeah, it's on the whole, it's going really well and positive, and you are going to have a few casualties as the season go on. It's a lot of commitment, especially when you're an adult and you've got jobs as well. So it is a lot of commitment to keep going sort of throughout the season. But we've got some good quality teams.
Definitely, no, definitely. And you've had a few teams progress in recent seasons to the higher levels of the women's game as well, and there's no doubt that as a county hopefully that will continue to grow, and your Acorns and your Wyndhams and obviously the Norwich Cities of the world will continue to push on, and I guess the more people we get playing, the easier that is to happen, isn't it?
Definitely.
So, and this weekend we actually have quite a few women's teams in County Cup action, I think I'm right in saying, Tom?
We do, yeah.
Seamless.
So it's the quarter-final stage this weekend for the Women's Cup, and there'll be a game day live at Taven v Wyndham at Higgs Meadow, so myself, Bryn and Harry will be there covering the game, so it should be a good game. So
Bryn, just talk to us a little bit for those who might be listening who aren't aware what a game day live is.
Yeah, game day live is basically a small sort of scale version of a cup final that we sort of deliver. So it's sort of pre-match previews, post-match sort of interviews and report. While we cover the game live, obviously game day live, so it'd be me, a couple of colleagues will go along and be doing live tweets.
That's Harry and Tom.
Depending on the game and where we go.
You might want to better people, is that?
Yeah, hopefully we can upgrade at some point. But Tom on his camera does his best, and we'll make highlights packages around that. So it's sort of giving it that sort of professional feel to a sort of a grassroots game. In the county.
And again, this will be the first women's game I think we've done.
First ever women's game. Yeah, we went to the Twitter polls, which was ran for a few days, which is interesting to see because the lead changed quite a few times with all the different teams sharing, getting different votes from friends, family, and so on. So Yeah, and ended up with I think it was 3-4% in the Wyndham and Taborham with the victors on the pole. So off to Hinks Meadow we go, and hopefully it'll be a good game.
And Taborham, I think, are in your league, aren't
They
you?
are, yeah, doing really well.
So you can have a bias, and you'll be hoping that they pull off I guess what would be an upset, because obviously Wyndham are in a higher league, but hopefully that will be a good game. And again, another opportunity to promote women's football, but it's not just the Women's Cup that's happening this weekend, is it, Tom? We've got other games coming up.
Yep, so we have the John Savage and Stuart Drake Cup quarterfinals as well. So we've got 8 ties to look forward to in those competitions.
So the John Savage is the under-16s, and then the Stuart Drake Cup is the under-14s.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you don't know too much about the teams because you're not sort of directly involved. Is there anything you can pick out from the games that are coming up this weekend that might particularly catch your eye?
Attleborough, Taborham, and the John Savage. I know they're both first and second, or first and third in the under-16 Premiership.
So another big cup game for Taborham this weekend. Then?
Yeah, absolutely.
Same day as well. Then,
same day, yeah.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah, same kick-off time as well. So yeah.
Okay, so that's a big game for them, and then Tuesday night coming, the Senior Cup. Quarterfinals get underway.
Yeah, so our first quarterfinal will be at Brewers Green Lane, so Distown against Dereham Town.
So that should be an interesting game. Dis have obviously got a new manager in force, as indeed, of course, of Dereham. Of course, yes, because they've changed as well. So they're both under new management.
Yeah.
I guess Dereham go into the game as favourites, but and then the rest of the games are played, I think, the following weekend, or in around that kind of time period. We've also had games played last weekend, so we are right in the middle of the cup final season now. So just talk to us a little bit about, I think we had the primary and the junior, and both the Sunday adult competitions as well, or male competitions.
We had the junior primary on Saturday, so it was an interesting tie. So Dussindale Rose, who were the holders of the junior cup, went out to Sprouton Athletic, who were flying high in Com Division 2. And then in primary we had both finalists from last season, Gately United Reserves and Coat Rangers, go through to the semi-finals. So could have a repeat of last season's final.
And we'll find that out in around about a couple of hours' time from when we're actually recording this, with the doors being done live on Radio Norfolk this evening. So yes, busy time for you then, Tom.
Definitely busy.
Are we looking at cup finals at this stage as well? Are you under the planning underway?
We've already started. We've had a few meetings in the past week or so. So well underway now.
Excellent. And just to come back to you, Len, quickly, Louise, obviously for the first time this season we have the women's final at Carrow. Just talk to us a little bit about how that was received within the women's game.
Really positive. I think it's recognition actually of how far the women's game has come, particularly in Norfolk. And I just think that would be such a special day for the finalists.
Well, it was our biggest attended non-Carrow Road final last season, and obviously we got the Wildcat groups involved, Harry, as well. So are there plans to do sort of similar things this season if we can?
Yeah, definitely. For me, it's great to see that female football is at the forefront of everything that we now try and do within the county, and for us to now be able to highlight and showcase 2 teams at the end of the season at Carrow Road is a great opportunity, as well as inspiring new young players and girls 5 to 11 especially, to actually one day that could be me. So there's lots of plans. It's a really exciting time for us in development and also within the cups and with the league. So very excited and looking forward ahead to a busy 2019, I think.
Absolutely. As much as we're proud of the FDC, there's nothing quite like playing at Carrow Road, is there? So what a finish to the season that will be for the women's game. Lovely. Okay, well, thank you all very much. Sorry, get my words out there. Thank you very much for your time today. I will just finish, Louise, just by quickly coming back to yourself. So just one last reminder in terms of your mental health awareness evening, so when it is, where it is, and how people can get involved.
Tuesday 22nd of January, 7 till 9pm. We would like people to arrive by about 6:45, so they can be ready and sat down for us to start at 7. If they'd like to book a place, it's nwgfl.net. Takes literally 60 seconds to complete that form.
Brilliant. Well, I hope that's a really successful evening for you, and good luck with that, and for the longer term plans with it. And thank you for coming in. Harry, Bryn and Tom, thank you for your time. We better go downstairs and get on with some other work.